Hi, welcome or welcome back to my precious garden. Today we're gonna need to save a rose. It's something that's not recommended to do in June, but this rose really needs to be saved. I think it's too pot bound, so we're gonna double the size of the pot, a bit less, and see how it goes. I'm gonna monitor the plant. I'm gonna water it very regularly so the transplant shock is not too high with those high temperatures that we're having. But if I'm leaving it in this dark small pot, it's not gonna be okay. The foliage right now is not very happy. It didn't bloom a lot, so let's save a rose. So first of all, let's assess the situation. So as you can see, the foliage is turning to the yellow side. The pot is not really big. It's a rose that I made from a cutting, it's a very unique one because it came from a pink rose and it made a yellow one. I know. For years I thought it's not possible, you're crazy, but I only had pink roses at the time, so I read about it and it seems it's a kind of genetic mutation, so very unique. And also, as you can see, it's not a weed. You know this plant, but it acts like a weed. It came here and I think it's this young rose is not very happy with that, so when I'm gonna transplant the rose, I'm gonna leave these behind and we're gonna go from this size to this size. Can you see the difference? I think it's gonna be quite nice. I'm gonna need to drill some holes because the only one I have is this little one, so this is not gonna be enough. I'm gonna add a few on the side like this, not underneath, because in my zone and with the summer we have, it's better like this. Okay, I've drilled a few bigger holes and I've done one underneath, a small one, just in case, but that way I'll keep a little depth of moist soil. So I'm gonna add some garden soil and some compost in there. And this one has been watered just a few minutes ago, so it's gonna go in there. According to David Austin and other rose experts, they say that when you want to grow a rose in a pot, the width and the height of the pot must be at least 50 centimeters. So that's the correct size of the bigger one I'm putting it into, and because it was a cutting, that's why it was in a smaller one until now. That's why it was in a smaller one until now. My equipment for this task: the garden soil, the compost, and gloves. What I recommend, if you do like me, is not to put like just the garden soil in the bottom and then the compost. Try and mix it together quite well. A tip if you have back problems like me, try and move the smaller one first. Put your new pot in place and then put the soil in it, because if you try and move this one when it's gonna be full of compost and the plant, it's gonna be far too heavy on your back. So I thought about this midway, so I'm just gonna move this one here and this one goes here. And also, instead of lifting and carrying the pot in the air, which is gonna be very hurtful for your back, I'm just, you know, pulling it like this in place, and this is much easier. And I'm gonna put it in place in a way that the drilling holes are not visible. If they're facing back there, it's gonna be fine. Nobody knows. Now the compost and the garden soil are nicely mixed, but this makes a bit too much to put the rows on top. So I'm gonna take some out, put it here in the process, and then I'm gonna add it back. Done. Next step, taking the rows out of this pot without hurting myself. Also, if you have some mulch on top, be careful and put it out, and especially if you've added horse manure, you don't want it to go under the surface, otherwise it's gonna be problematic, so keep it on the side. So I got it out of the pot quite easily, I think, because it was watered, and I realized that I had little pebbles inside for drainage, but I think I'm gonna try without this time, because this take the space of nice and rich soil, and that's what you want. And if you have enough draining holes, you're gonna be okay, I believe. And in this case, it was very draining, because I saw big family of ants in there, and they love well-drained soil. So yeah, maybe not that much. So I'm gonna now put this one in the bigger one and see if the level is right, and then add the mix. So for me, the level is too low, because, well, in a normal pot with another plant, I'd say it's fine, because you want some space between the soil level and the top of a pot, so that when you water it doesn't spill out. But there's lots of space for that, so I'm gonna put the soil level maybe 2 or 3 centimeters under the soil, under the pot level, under the top of the pot level. And you know, with all the watering during the season, the soil level is gonna go down, so I'll have some space for some mulch and compost in the autumn or something like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the plant out, add some more of my mix, put it back, and complete. That's the finished result. I'm gonna water it. I'm quite sure some of the soil is gonna fall down a bit in the pot, and then I'll add maybe some more. In case you were wondering if my soil level was too high, just so you know, I managed to put 11 liters watering can at once, and everything is going down fine and nothing spilled over. But as you can see on this part, the soil level has gone down a bit, so I'm just gonna add a handful there and it's gonna be fine. After closer inspection, I realized some of the root system was appearing on the surface level, so I've added a bit more compost, and I'm seeing that my mulch I don't have enough at all, so I'm bringing in some that I had inside, looking like this, maybe a bit more decomposed than what I thought from the image, but we're gonna add this. As you saw, the soil level was quite high. If you want to put a very thick layer of mulch, maybe you want to put your soil level a bit lower than mine, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I think I've put like this of mulch, and if it goes down a bit, maybe I'll add some more. That's the final look of this project. So it's happy, it's in the bigger pot, it's mulched, it's watered, so normally it should bounce back. If it doesn't, then it's the ants' problem living in there. But yeah, couldn't get myself to kill a colony of ants, so we'll just see. If I water it consistently, maybe they would like to relocate in a drier space, so we'll see about that. This is going to be it for this video. Follow me if you want to see how this rose does, if we saved it or not, and see you in the next one. Bye!